Okay, so Betelgeuse is this huge red star. If it replaced our sun, it would stretch all the way out to Jupiter's orbit. It's super unstable and about to blow up. When it does, it'll be one of the biggest radio bursts in the universe, like 1 billion suns worth of energy. Recently, Betelgeuse has been dimming a lot, which has everyone wondering what's going on. Some think it might be about to go supernova. That's when a star runs out of fuel and collapses, causing a crazy explosion. People are curious/concerned about how this might affect us. Betelgeuse is easy to spot as part of Orion, that well-known group of stars. It's also the brightest star in Orion. NASA's Hubble telescope and other observatories saw it eject a bunch of mass back in 2019, which is pretty strange for a star like this. We often see our sun do this, but Betelgeuse is another story altogether. How far away is it? Astronomers are still figuring it out. Some say it's far, some say it's about 724 light-years away. Why is it so hard to know? Red supergiant stars are really far away with unique attributes, so it's hard to measure. Betelgeuse is super bright, like 100,000 times brighter than the sun, but it burns through its fuel fast. Eventually it'll collapse and might become a neutron star or a black hole. Depending on how things works, could it hurt if a supernova happened close by? Within a few light years it could be bad. Even if Betelgeuse is further, like Alpha Centauri, it could still have a big impact. Interestingly, no one has seen a supernova in our galaxy since 6004. But in 1987 there was one in the Large Magellanic Cloud, 169,000 light-years away. It didn't affect us, but gave us a clue of just how powerful they can be. It's interesting to think about a danger zone around a supernova, but keep in mind that in the grand scheme of things, these are small potatoes compared to gamma-ray bursts. Supernova can still mess stuff up, wiping out life and blasting planets with radiation. One type of supernova can even destroy a planet's ozone layer, leaving it open to dangerous radiation. A study recently looked at these risks from giant stars and their supernova deaths. When a giant star explodes, it can be brighter than billions of stars combined. Imagine if Betelgeuse did that. It would be the second brightest thing in our sky after the sun. Even during the day, it would be so bright it would cast shadows at night, which would be scary and inspiring. The visible light from a supernova is just a small part of the energy released. High-energy radiation like X-rays and gamma rays are the bigger problem. These can destroy the ozone layer, which protects us from the sun's radiation. Without it, we'd be in trouble. Right after a supernova, the radiation is the main threat. Later on, cosmic rays, fast-moving particles, show up and do more damage to the ozone layer, along with bombarding Earth with deadly radiation. These cosmic rays carry a lot of energy and can stick around for years. There's even proof that Earth has been hit by supernova stuff in the past, like radioactive iron found in sediments and on the Moon. This means Earth has been affected by supernova explosions that went off fairly recently. Right now, astronomers don't think any nearby stars are about to go supernova and threaten us, but there could be other dangers with specific types of supernova that shoot out deadly radiation. This radiation comes from a star blowing up inside the material that surrounds it, creating a burst of X-rays that can travel far. The brightest X-ray supernova could wipe out half a planet's ozone layer within 150 light-years. Luckily, we don't know of any like that nearby. This idea changes how we look at the galactic habitable zone. The outer parts of a galaxy don't have enough ingredients to make planets. The inner parts have too many supernovae and radiation, so the area where life can survive might not be where we thought so. So what it will look like when Betelgeuse explodes, well, it probably won't hurt, but it'll be hard to miss, experts say it will stay bright for over 3 months. Almost as bright as half the moon. You could see it even during the day. Everyone on Earth will be amazed. The supernova will be visible for years, and as Betelgeuse has studied, it will teach scientists more about the life cycle of big stars and what happens when they explode. It's all connected to how our galaxy formed and how elements were created when a supernova happens. All sorts of heavy stuff like gold, silver, and uranium is made. This enriches space with the building blocks for new stars and planets. The leftovers from a supernova, called a supernova remnant, can even become where new stars are made. Another cool thing about superni is that astronomers use them to figure out distances in space. Some superni have a known brightness, so astronomers can use them as mile markers to measure how far away things are. That's helped us learn about dark energy and how the universe is expanding. Studying superni can also tells us if planets around other stars could support life by looking at the radiation a supernova puts out and whether a planet could survive. This highlights the importance of understanding the things that allow life to happen across our universe. It's cool to think about how people might react to supernova throughout history. Supernovae have appeared in myths, legends, and art. It's not just a scientific event, but is an image of major change, destruction, and rebirth. Modern technology such as space telescopes with fancy sensors can capture detailed information about superni. Observatories on Earth can too, but they help astronomers react quick to gather real-time information. Supernova research is probably going to make great advancements as new tools are made, such as the James Webb Space Telescope. They could help scientists learn more about the life cycles of stars and their deaths. In short, looking into Betelgeuse's explosion leads to bigger conversations about star space and how everything is connected. Studying these stars helps us appreciate the often crazy things that happen in space. Supernovae also are a major part of space history. Stars die forming things such as gas that helps create new stars. Shock waves from supernovae cause stars and nearby molecular clouds such as triggered star formation, a chain event showing that supernovae explosive events can cause new stars and planets. Supernovae also help spread of heavy elements through space, enriching the space and ultimately life with the elements needed. Betelgeuse is a huge red giant star. If it were where our sun is, it would stretch all the way out to Jupiter's orbit. It's super unstable and probably going to explode. These explosions are like the biggest bursts of energy you can find in the universe, pumping out more power than a billion suns. So Betelgeuse, this massive star that's pretty close to us, has been getting dimmer lately and people are freaking out a little. Some scientists think this stimming might mean it's about to go supernova, basically when a star runs out of gas and collapses, causing a giant explosion. That would be a big deal, and people are wondering if it could affect Earth. Betelgeuse is easy to spot in the night sky as part of the Orion constellation. It's actually the brightest star in Orion. Recently, NASA's Hubble telescope and other observatories saw it throw off a huge amount of stuff back in 2019. Stars don't usually do that, which is why astronomers are so interested. Our sun has coronal mass ejections all the time. This event in Betelgeuse is adding some interesting details about how huge stars live and die. It's hard to say exactly how far away Betelgeuse is. Some scientists say it's farther than others think, but it could be as close as 724 light-years from us. Measuring distances to these red giants is tricky because they're so far away and weird. Betelgeuse is one of the brightest stars we can see. It's like 100,000 times Brighter than the sun, but because it's so bright it's burning through its fuel. Super fast, that means it's going to die. Sooner rather than later it will eventually collapse and maybe explode as a supernova, which could leave behind a neutron star or even a black hole if our theories are right. So could Betelgeuse hurt Earth if a supernova happened really close, like within a few light years? It could be bad news. Supernovas release a crazy amount of energy. Even if Betelgeuse is a bit farther away than Alpha Centauri, its supernova could still have a big impact. We haven't seen a supernova in our own galaxy since the 1600s. There was one in 1987 in a nearby galaxy called the Large Magellanic Cloud, but it was far enough away that it didn't bother us. It was a reminder of how powerful these events can be. Supernovas have a danger zone around them, but it's important to remember that even a nearby supernova is still just a small event compared to things like gamma-ray bursts. Those are way more powerful and scary. Supernovas can wipe out life and blast planets with radiation. One type of supernova can destroy a planet's ozone layer, leaving it open to harmful radiation. A recent study pointed out some new dangers from these massive stars when they explode. When giant stars go supernova, they get super bright, brighter than billions of stars combined. So if Betelgeuse blew up, what would happen? It would become the second brightest thing in the sky after the sun. You'd even be able to see it during the day, even though it's far away. It would be so bright at night that it would cast shadows. It would be cool and terrifying at the same time. But even though the light from a supernova is awesome, it's only a small part of the energy it releases. The bigger problem is the high energy radiation like X-rays and gamma rays. This radiation can eat away at the ozone layer that protects us from the sun's harmful rays. Without that ozone, life on Earth would be in trouble. Besides the radiation, there are other risks too. After the explosion, cosmic rays, tiny particles moving close to the speed of light, start hitting the solar system. These can also mess up the ozone layer and cover Earth in radiation, and cosmic rays carry a lot of energy. There's even evidence that Earth has been hit by supernova stuff in the past. Scientists have found radioactive stuff in sediments and on the moon that came from supernovas that happened a few million years ago. Right now, astronomers don't think there are any super close supernova candidates that are an immediate threat to us. It turns out that certain types of supernovas can send out deadly radiation over really long distances. This happens when the star is surrounded by a disk of stuff. When the supernova goes off, the shock wave hits the disk and makes it super hot. Then the disk blasts out a bunch of X-rays that can travel really far. These X-ray supernovas could eat away at a planet's ozone layer from up to 150 light-years away. Luckily, we don't know of any of these nearby. This research has changed how we think about the galactic habitable zone, the area in galaxies where life is possible. The outer parts of a galaxy don't have enough star formation to make the stuff needed for rocky planets, but the inner parts have too many supernovas going off all the time, which is also dangerous. So the new research suggests the safe zone is probably farther from the center of the galaxy than we thought. So what will it look like if when Betelgeuse goes supernova? Good news, Earth probably won't be destroyed, but it will be a sight to see. Experts say Betelgeuse will stay bright for more than 3 months after it explodes, maybe half as bright as the moon. It will be a super bright point in the sky, visible even during the day. It will be amazing and will cast shadows at night. Everyone on the planet will be staring up at the sky. The supernova will be visible for years as the stuff from the explosion slowly fades away. As scientists watch Betelgeuse, they're learning more about how massive stars live and die knowing about these explosions helps us figure out how our galaxy changes and how elements are made. Supernovas create heavy elements like gold, silver, and uranium. This process sends those elements out into space, where they can become part of new stars and planets. The leftover stuff from a supernova can even turn into a stellar nursery where new stars are born. This shows how everything in space is connected. The death of one star can lead to the birth of others. Scientists have found supernova remnants that are still forming stars millions of years after the explosion. Supernovas are also how we measure distances in space. A certain type of supernova type I always has the same brightness, so we can use it as a standard candle to figure out how far away things are. This has helped us learn about how the universe is expanding and discover dark energy. Studying supernovas can also tell us about whether planets around other stars could have life. Scientists are looking at how the radiation from supernovas might affect those planets' atmospheres. Throughout history, people have reacted to supernovas in different ways. They've shown up in myths, legends, and art. The explosion of a star is a symbol of change, destruction, and rebirth. In many cultures, a new star in the sky was seen as a sign or a message from the universe.